In 2006, I came to the Sunshine Cathedral to actually join the staff here. I was to be the worship coordinator. We called that the presenter in those days, the liturgist. And I held that position for a year before being installed as the senior minister of the congregation. Well, to get that first step, I had to be interviewed. And so there were two people from the board that interviewed me, and then they had to recommend me, and then the board had to approve that, and they did, and then the congregation eventually had to vote, and they did. It was a long process. But the very beginning of that process began with two people in what is now the Sunserve Youth Room, the treehouse we call it. It was upstairs at a table, me and two board members, and one of those board members was the board chair, and has been in leadership since before I got here and ever since I've been here. And so would you please welcome the person that you can blame for my being here at all to the chair today, Trevor Stewart. So do you remember that? Do you remember that up in the treehouse?
I most certainly do, and I will take full blame for it.
So, well, since those days, lots of things have transpired. We heard in the announcements, next week we got a new window coming up. We got a mortgage printing coming up. There's been a lot from then to now. You've been on the board, you've been the treasurer, you've been the chair, you went off, you came back on, you went off again. You're up in the perch all the time in the AV ministry. So from what you've seen on the board and from your perch, what's the last 10 years look like, and where do you think we're going?
First of all, we're going amazing places. In the over 10 years that I've been here, before Durrell came, my first experience here was Easter service. And at the end of that service, I was like, oh my God, I found my home. And from there, it has been a wonderful ride since then. Soon thereafter, I was asked to join the board as just a regular board member. And it was one of those truly moments where you get to see the operations and how it works. And back then, that was one of those OMG kind of moments of how are we still open based on what we had and what we didn't have. Fast forward, with Durrell's guidance, we've been able to dig our way out. The first night I sat on the board, I will tell you right now, we were $250,000 in debt as a church. Right now we're at zero. We don't have any extra. Don't let me confuse this. It's not like we have extra cash or anything, but we're at zero.
Yeah.
And we have the ability, come this next week, we will be burning the mortgage on this building, which is an amazing, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. Where we came to where we are now, putting a lot of people were involved in that, and it's just amazing. This church has been a spiritual leader throughout the community, and for me personally, and I hope for you, and you get what you want out of it. Your path is different than mine and Durrell's, but we're here to go together, and we have questions, and trust me, over 14 years, I've had so many questions you don't even understand. But yes, it's been a wonderful ride, and I can't believe we are where we are. And as a former chair and treasurer, I'll tell you this, one of the old sayings that used to come to my head is you would go to charity events and people would say, give till it hurts. We never ask you to do that. We ask you give until it feels good. That's our goal. This is your home, this is my home. We all give to what we can and to help keep those ministries going.
So you've been a board officer. You're also an accountant.
Yes.
So you're a money guy, for a living.
Again, the oh my God situation.
And so, but this took a lot of risk to get all this. So it's not as if we're like, well, how did you get so far in the hole? Well, because we didn't have all this, and people took risks to get this. So this is not a condemnation of what it took to get here. But then once you did that, you had to dig out of that hole to get to the next level, and we've done that. And so going forward, there's still needs.
Yes.
And so hopefully now we can get those needs met. We can continue to grow and expand without going so far in the hole, right?
Exactly.
But that's been the balance of take the risk to get what we need, then catch up because of the risk we took, and now going forward, keep going. Right. But maybe we don't have to take those big risks so much anymore. It's a balance. As you point out, though, we don't owe really very much anymore, but we also don't have stacks of cash lying around. So there's still
We're
gonna
not the
be
Rockefellers,
asks.
I'll tell you
So
that
it's
right
not oh, there's no mortgage. They're not going to ask us for any more money. Wrong. Because we still have needs. But we're not going to ask you money. We don't have to ask you for money anymore to pay for what we did yesterday.
Right.
Now we're asking you for money for what we need to do today and tomorrow.
And it is a faith journey. We did take a lot of faith, and it did dig us into a hole, but then we, as good stewards, as the board and the senior team, because I'll tell you right now, the faith journey, the quick thing that comes to mind is we did have a couple of years where your staff and your ministers actually went for 2 and sometimes 3 months without getting paid. I don't know too many people that would stay with their employer when they didn't pay them for 2 months, but we had an incredible ministry team that believed in the faith journey, suffered with us, and trust me, I lost so many nights of sleep whenever that happened, and tears, and just what do we do? And again, we've come out on the other side of it. We really do. The saying of if you're going through hell, keep on going, you're going to get out of it, and that's where we were, and we got there, and it's now the faith journey of putting faith into it, keep giving so we can expand our ministries without having to worry about the past haunting us.
Trevor is, he's obviously in it for the long haul. He is a model of what it means to give time, talent, and treasure. Would you please thank Trevor Stewart for his leadership?
Thank you.